Okay, Jean
Okay. I'm sorry in English. We're live.
We're live.
We're live.
Oh.
I want to ask people if there's anyone watching us, which I think there's not. There's 4 people. Okay, there's 4 people here. Can anyone hear us and see us?
Say hello.
Say hello in the comments, in the chat, please. Or in other ways.
Maybe they are ghosts and they can't type.
People, can you hear us and see us?
Oh my god. Wait.
I have received some messages that some people are still trying to connect. So,
yes.
I think we should wait.
We should wait maybe a bit.
I'm going to spy and see.
And this is what I meant about technical difficulties.
I'm going to spy the live and see what's happening here.
So one of these 3 people is you. I don't know if I can check my own live. This is complicated.
I can check. Yeah. We're live.
We are live.
Hello.
There's people. Okay.
Hello.
One of those people is me because I wanted to, fill in the void.
Okay, so I want to ask if people can hear us and see us. Please tell us something.
I think there's maybe a delay.
Maybe.
I think so.
I think there is a small delay.
Yeah.
Wait, maybe I will. I will see if I can.
I will try to post it.
Yeah, there's a small delay. It's okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Maria João. Hello. We can see your comments too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Good. I forgot to share on my Insta story that started, so maybe some more people will join. No, I shared yesterday, or the other day, but I forgot to share today.
Okay. Let's share again, all of us.
Oh,
Okay.
Tanya,
welcome.
Hi, Tanya.
Hey.
Okay.
And
So I
there's
think
Kathleen as well.
I think we should wait maybe 1 or 2 more minutes, see if someone else joins us, and then we can start.
Hi, Claudia.
Hi, Claudia. Hi, Kathleen.
We should have planned some music for this moment.
Some elevator music.
Yeah.
all together with the theme of the Summoner's Cry.
That was great.
An intro song.
That was great improv. That was awesome.
That was terrible.
No, please, I want to do a live action with that music.
I think we need to plan things. Like I had the idea that, for example, a lot of your characters would be great Halloween costumes. Think about that.
Yeah, I think so. You're right.
Like Lilith.
Yes.
She's giving me badass villain vibes.
I love her. I mean, she has bones intertwined with her hair. I think that's...
Yeah.
I don't know how I came up with that, but it was like, Okay, I'm just gonna leave it there. Sounds...
Yeah, it's like instead of having like sometimes gods and stuff have like leaves and nature, and she has bones.
She has bones.
Because
Dark
she's
bones.
badass.
But she's sexy as well. So
yeah, exactly. That's why it's great.
that's the important part.
Okay, so I think that maybe I can introduce you for the people that are already here, and we can start slow conversation, see if more people join us to try and make this a little bit more formal. So, hello everyone. My name is Caterina. Welcome to the channel, and we are here doing a live for the release of The Summoner's Cry by Ana Reis. And so I'm going to present to you the people that are here with me, since I am normally alone in this channel, and now I have 3 beautiful people here with me today. So first of all, we have Ana, and she's our author, and she's our main guest today. So Ana is a dark fantasy writer. She is born and raised in Portugal and currently based in Strasbourg, France, a city borrowed from fairy tales filled with magic, impossible beauty, and warm cinnamon wine. She has a PhD in biotechnology and a master's in science communication. By day, she works as a science writer and web marketer, and by night, she's busy plotting her next book or planner for a shop. The Summoner's Cry is her first work of fiction published in English, and it is why we are here. It is out today in paperback and in ebook. So if you haven't pre-ordered it, go and buy it now because it is completely worth it. Here you can see the cover of her novel, Show Us Ana, the beautiful cover of The Summoner's Cry. Yay!
And also,
a round of applause for Ana. Yay!
These gorgeous
I want it.
chapter headings.
My copy hasn't arrived yet, which means I'm a bad host.
No.
And so here with us.
Sorry, I just have to say, my designer, Italian. She's Italian. She goes by the name of Saint Jupiter. You can find her on Instagram, and I really, really love what she did with this cover and the chapter headings. So,
it looks so good.
Yeah,
it's a perfect so cover. Pretty.
Okay, so here with us we have our 2 beta readers. And first of all, I'm going to introduce Caterina Pinto. She's licensed in history, writer of fantasy. She has a story published in Antologia Farol, which there's a copy of the book somewhere. Yes, so if you haven't bought it, go and buy it because it's already out.
But it's in Portuguese, so if you don't...
But you can learn Portuguese.
You can learn Portuguese and go and buy it.
Totally worth it.
And then we have Carolina Gonçalves. Carolina has been in love with stories since before she can remember. She's been telling them too, from playing with dolls to writing her own stories. And when not reading or watching TV, movies, or anime, she can be found at work as a neurology resident, which is amazing. So,
thank you.
Wow.
These 3 beautiful people have joined me here today to discuss a little bit about The Summoner's Cry. I'm going to tell you, first of all, that if you are on that side watching us, leave, please, some questions that you have, some comments, because we are doing sort of a Q&A, and the 2 best questions will win a paperback of The Summoner's Cry. Okay, so make the best questions that you can, so that you can win a copy of The Summoner's Cry by our Ana, of course.
One of these.
And so if we maybe can start about the process of this book, maybe how it was to create it, how it started, if Ana wants to start us.
Yeah, it was, it's actually a funny story because I published it first as a short story on my blog. It was called Nobody Tricks the Trickster. I had tried submitting that story to international magazines, but it got rejected, of course. I mean, and I gave up after 6 rejections, thinking, yeah, 6 is a lot. No, it's not. It's not a lot. So I should have kept going, but I didn't know that at the time. And I ended up publishing it on my blog. And it was kind of amazing because a lot of people ended up reading it. And some people asked me to expand it. And I think after NaNoWriMo last year, I felt I really grew as a writer. So I thought maybe I'm ready finally to start to improve this story and to try to publish it in a more formal way. So after NaNoWriMo, I started reviewing the Nobody Tricks the Trickster, and I almost gave up because it was really at some point I was really, really lost. And then I just tweeted and say, I need beta readers for the first 5 chapters of this story. And that's how I met Carolina and Caterina. So I was in a breaking point. And also I end up collaborating with Day Leitão. She's a Brazilian writer, by the way. She's not here today, but she's a Brazilian writer who currently lives in Canada. So she was really kind enough to review those first 5 chapters. So with their feedback combined, I was actually able to finish that story. And it was supposed to be like 7,000 words, and ended up being 26,000 words. So it was quite, yeah. So it was really thanks to all of the beta readers that I finished revising this story. So thank you.
That was a very beautiful declaration. I am emotional. I would also like to ask you, before I get into some questions that we are already receiving, I would like to ask now the beta readers how the process was for them. So now that we have Anna's experience, I would like to know a little bit more of your experience revising the Summoner's Cry and how it was to work with Anna.
You start. You can start. Go.
No. Okay, so I really, really love beta reading because, well, I love books and I love getting to know the process of creating a story. So I just love being part of making a story come to life. I just really like helping writers make the best of their story, and to me that's just a pleasure and a joy to be able to help, and well, a little bit of pride as well, to be able to help. I usually Anna's book was a little different from my usual process because I usually just leave tons of comments on the text itself, but while I was reading Anna's book, I was so into the story that I didn't really stop to think about things the way I usually do. I didn't, I should say this or I should say that. So I was just like, after it was over, I talked to Anna and said, I thought this and that, and I think you should change this part, or I think this part could be a little different, which is completely different from what I usually do. But I was just so immersed in the story and the characters that my brain didn't do the stop to comment thing that I usually do. So this was a great pleasure. Anna is amazing to work with. She's an amazing person, but that's what you already know. But working, we talked about things and we chat sometimes. So we were just talking about scenes and discussing what I thought she could do differently and sharing some ideas, and it was amazing. And I'm so glad I could be part of this.
Just a parenthesis. Carolina is the only one that knows my plot for the next book. She already knows everything, basically.
What
And
is
it's
this?
amazing. I want
Okay,
it.
okay.
I want
I
it
was
now.
afraid, but
Wait,
I
this is
want the
on
surprise of
site.
reading it.
This is
So.
live information that there's already a plot for a new book and that this person knows everything about it, okay?
I
Yes.
know.
Can't
Go
I
ahead.
know
just...
of it.
She knows.
Anna.
And I love it.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I needed validation.
I get
I
that.
need someone to say yes. Go write it. Go write it.
I mean, you put like all the things I like, so
Oh. Now I just have to execute them.
like I don't want to go into spoilers, but this trope, check. That trope, check. Like all of the things I want, yeah, check.
We'll see how that goes. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt a moment that wasn't mine to interrupt.
I think we can go to Caterina's experience, maybe.
Okay. So I saw the tweet, right?
Yeah.
And it happened usually. I love reading, okay? But usually when I'm in during the semester, I struggle. I wouldn't, if I was during the semester, I wouldn't accept it so quickly because I struggle with finding the time to beta read properly and to, because when I read for me, it's like, oh, I don't need to be paying that much attention. When I'm reading for someone else to beta read, I really need to focus and be there. So everything aligned. The universe said it was meant to be because I was free. It was the holidays, and I was like, yeah, why not? And I received the first part because you sent me twice, right? The first
Yeah.
bit, and then you sent me another one that was more,
Yeah.
like until the end, right?
Yeah, I sent two versions, I think. Yeah.
I immediately loved the writing style. I think your writing style is absolutely gorgeous. It is.
Oh.
And I thought it was so, some aspects were so different and original. The way it starts, and the characters are not at their peak, but at a moment of weakness, and I found that so like, yeah, this is something I don't see a lot of times. The story starting at what you would call a low point for the characters, and I found that super interesting. I also love the Portuguese elements, of course. I found that usually I tend to avoid Portuguese elements in my stories, but you manage to incorporate them so seamlessly. It doesn't feel forced. It feels like it belongs right there. I also love the dialogues. And of course, I gave my feedback. I don't say I have a method of beta reading. I usually just do it how the people tell me to do. So if they want more comments, I comment more. If they don't, I don't. But I think I immediately saw the potential in the story and how great it could be, and it is great. And of course, I am very excited. I think this world has a lot more stories to tell, including the sequel. And I don't want spoilers because I want the plot twist in my heart. I know it will have a plot twist in there because
I will
I
try.
see you. It was a lot of fun, and also it was a lot of fun, and it was also great to see how a shorter story than a full novel could have so many elements of world building and like intertwined. And I think that's pretty hard to do because I tend to write like only big books, and I'm like, oh damn. No, I love this world, and I just want more of it, to be honest.
Oh.
Yes.
Give me more.
Yes.
Oh, yes. It's a promise.
So as we are talking about wanting more, it's not about wanting more of the story. We do want it, but now we have some questions that are related with the process of creation of the story. So I think that I'm going to start with the first one that I see here, and then I'm going a little bit back because I've seen that other people have asked about the process of the creation of the book. So first of all, Maria João asks if there are many differences between the arcs that you released and the printed versions of the story, in story-wise terms.
The arcs.
Yeah, between the arcs and the printed versions, if there are many differences.
No, just typos and yeah, mostly typos. Yeah, the rest is the same.
So the plot remains the same, everything
Yeah,
is
the plot
okay?
is the same. Yeah.
Okay, then we have another question, another two actually, that have to do with this process. So G. Silva asks that you tell us a little bit more about the process of creating the cover because it's really beautiful, as we have all seen and know. So she asks, like, what was it like? Did you give any suggestions to the designer? Was it something that you created together? How did this work?
It was actually a really funny process because I spent like 3 months looking for a designer. And yeah, Carolina knows. She was probably tired of hearing me speak all the time.
Tired.
Like, I found this designer, I found this one, I found the other one, and it was like never-ending nightmare, you know. Even my husband was like, haven't you chosen your designer already? I mean, you've been talking about it for half a year. I'm tired. So it was a very, very long process for me because I had this idea of what I wanted for the cover, but all the designers I came across didn't have the style I wanted. So it was very hard until finally I found Saint Jupiter on Facebook, on a Facebook group. And she has really gorgeous covers. If you check her Instagram page, her covers are really, really nice. And because I don't know if it's because she's also European, I felt this connection with her style. And then I decided I wanted to work with her. So I sent her the blurb, the description of the book, and I sent her my idea for the cover. And she did my idea, and then she took the synopsis, the blurb, and she transformed it into a version that's very similar to the final cover. And I was like, she sent me the two versions, and I showed to Carolina, and I was like, what do I do with my life? Because I loved the two versions really a lot. And it was funny because I had this crazy idea in my mind, I want the cover like this. And then she showed me the other one she made based on the description of the book. And I was like, damn, okay, I have to, okay. And then I said, okay, I love your cover more, the version you created. So I think we're going to go with that. And then I just made a few suggestions, and that was it. It was 2 rounds of revisions, and the final cover was made. And it was all based on, she read the blurb, she was inspired by the blurb, and she created the cover based on that.
That's really good because mostly authors don't have a lot of say on what goes on their covers. So you had a very main part on it. We also have another question that has to do with the fact that if this started as a short story, why did you decide to do a novella instead of expanding it to a full novel and show how everything happens? So a backstory, lore, and others.
I think that was Hugo who made that question, I think. So the question is, I had decided to self-publish this story. So I knew it was going to require an investment from me. I had to pay for edits, I had to pay for the cover, and I knew it was going to be expensive. And what I didn't know was if people were going to like this universe, were going to want more of these characters. So I made the decision to go for a novella because I wanted to introduce the characters and the world, to see if people would respond to that, if that would lead to a bigger book or not. And I'm actually not, I don't regret at all my decision. It was the best decision for me as a writer who is still growing, who is still learning the craft. And it was very good because it gave me the opportunity to go through all the stages of writing a book, of editing, working with beta readers, of understanding what needs to be improved. I ended up rewriting a lot of things, really a lot of things during the edits. So that was good to do all of this with a novella in comparison to a novel. I mean, a novel is a very big commitment in terms of time, in terms of money, in terms of everything. So this was like my test, a test for myself mostly. And I'm really, really happy with the result.
So you didn't have your readers pushing for a whole novel?
Yeah. Even my editor, she told me, okay, let me know. She made me like a style guide because she was already assuming that I was going to write another book on this universe. So she was like, here's the style guide in case you want to continue the story. And that was really nice. So yeah, I think it was a good experience. I'm really happy. I don't regret this decision at all.
So now we have a question that is directly connected to this one, but that I think could be expanded for your opinion and Carolina and Caterina's opinion as well, because it says it's by Claudia Amaral, and she asks, how did you manage to put so many elements and details and develop the characters in so few pages? So I think that it will be nice to hear what they also think about this and what you think about this.
Maybe they can start. No.
Yeah.
You're the writer.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
I can start then.
Ooh.
I think one of the tricks is to not completely, like, have a bit of support, like have a bit of an explanation, but also not explain every single thing when it shows up for the first time. You're just thrown into it, like, go, and that actually makes it easier because you can understand by the context what is happening. Like when they say, oh, we have been running from Lilith, you don't immediately need to know what exactly Lilith is, like how many eyes she has. Okay, she has just two, but okay, no, I am bad at this. I need to be fired. No, I'm fired. I'm fired immediately. I forgot. I was trying to be funny. Okay.
No, I loved it. Please continue.
But what I mean is like this fact that it's you're thrown into the story in real time. Like you're not given the whole lore page before it starts. You're thrown into it. You can see it by Lau's perspective. And it is an easier way to just, if you understand the character, you understand the lore, basically, because the lore is in her mind, of course, because she lived through the lore. And so when something, I also like books who leave things that are not explained word by word, because that leaves questions and that opens to the next installment or more. And I like books that are not neat in a way that is like boring, like everything is explained and there's no mystery and no magic. I like books that leave you wondering about what happened before the book started and what will happen after the book starts, and about other elements of the world, like what exists beyond this island, what are the other countries of this world. Like, there is a lot of questions that are not answered, but I think that's a good thing. That's my opinion, and I think it's Carolina's opinion because
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
on.
I've been nodding along all the time.
That choice of explaining only what needs to be explained for the reader to understand and not be confused is exactly what makes it possible for Anna to write a novella with so many fantasy elements that usually require huge world building. She explains only the core of the world that you need to know and not the whole thing around that. So that's how.
Yeah, I like this answer.
I fully agree with Caterina. Anna and I were talking about that the other day about the amount of detail in world building. And first of all, a novella is not a novel, so it works differently. You don't have the word span to go as in depth as in a novel. And another thing is that I also like when you don't know absolutely everything in the world building. I think it gives it depth in a way that seems like a bit not quite ironic, but definitely contrary. Because when you know everything, first it feels a little artificial because in real life you don't know everything about your world. You don't know everything about politics from a different country. You don't know how your car works. You don't know everything. So why would you know everything about a fictional world? So I think the fact that you don't know some things makes it seem more organic and more and deeper because you know a little and you can guess that there's something under the surface. So I actually prefer the kind of world building that explains what you need to know, maybe another detail. So for to add some shading to the world, maybe some joke or something like that, but don't make it like super detailed. And I think what Anna does really well, and I thought it was amazing in her writing, which is a stunning writing style, by the way, is that she reveals little things in a way more than just telling you, oh, this works like this or this works like that. It's more in the way the characters act and think and how it influences them, and little details that are showed entwined in the story and not just dumped on you. And I think she does really well showing the things you need to know woven in the story. I think that's something she does amazingly, and the characterization as well, because you can get a vibe from the characters really quickly. I loved most of the characters because I could quickly get who they were as a person. I don't need to know their favorite color or their favorite book. I just know who they are by the way she wrote them, by the way they acted, by the way they spoke. And I think Anna's really good at capturing that essence of her characters. And Sally, I love her. She's my favorite. I die for that woman.
Yeah.
I want her. I want her to be my aunt. Okay? I want her.
Yes, I want her to be that crazy aunt that lives in the field and you go visit her and she's like, "Yeah, dummy."
Yeah, she's like, I know people like her. So to me, she's like, okay, this is very, very accurate. And she's amazing.
Yeah.
I want her in my life.
Oh. So to be clear, Sally was really, I think I already said this, but she was inspired by my grandma, my two grandmas, and they were really incredible people. Very stubborn, very brave, very unconventional for their time. I mean, my grandma, the mother of my mother, she married really old for her time. She was really old, like her parents forced her to get married, like she had to get married because she didn't want to. And then my grandfather, he went to Venezuela, and she stayed in Portugal, but only for a bit, because she said, no, I'm not going to stay. I mean, I just got married. I'm not going to stay here by myself in Portugal. So she just went to Venezuela, by herself. She was really, really, really incredible person. So I channeled as much of her energy into Sally, because yeah, I think in the end, all the characters are based on people we know. And this was like my way of honoring my my grandma, because she was really cool. And she told a lot of stories. I mean, I think I got this, this dream. I have this dream of telling stories because she used to tell stories all the time. I think that's because of her.
That was very beautiful, and I think that you're right. I think that people that write, most of the time, they base characters on people that they know.
Yeah.
So in the process of talking about your characters, since we end up there, there's a question by Tanya Diaz that I really enjoyed. And she asks, we are in the spooky season. Which of your characters would be most afraid of the season, and which would thrive in watching or reading horror stories?
Oh, Sally would love this season. I think she will laugh it off. She would sit down and drink her bottle of aguardent, and she would have fun. I think she would really have tons of fun. There's actually a part in the book where Lau and Sally actually did that. It doesn't show, they are just remembering that and sitting and telling horror stories to each other. So I think they would have a lot of fun. So the person would have most, yeah, I think Jeff would hate this season. Is like, he's very, I didn't have time to develop him. I want to develop him a bit more on the next book. Spoiler. I think he has a lot of potential. I think he would be really terrified of the season. And also Adam, actually, because he is powerless when the story starts. So he's a bit of a chicken, he's afraid of everything.
A chicken in a literal dragony sense, or a chicken in a another sense? I'm sorry, this joke was really bad.
We promised jokes. Come on, you have to do it.
Okay, so in spite of my terrible jokes, let's just continue with character. We have another question by Maria João. She's adamant on winning a paperback because she's doing a lot of questions. And she asks, why did you choose a summoner as a main character, and what inspired you? And I would also like to ask this to our other guests. So to Carolina and Caterina, in case I want Anna to respond to the question, but I would also like you two to tell us what's your favorite magic types, if you can.
I am panicking. So
okay, let's just Anna will start and explain, and then you can think about your answers and go with them.
Okay, so MJ, I'm a Final Fantasy fan. I played a lot of Final Fantasy when I was young. I'm still young, but you know what I mean. I played a lot of Final Fantasy, and summoners were always my favorite characters to play in these games. So, and you're right, and there are not a lot of fantasy stories with summoners as protagonists. So that's why Lau ended up being a summoner, because summoners are my favorite characters in Final Fantasy, and I wanted the story just centered around one of them. That's a really simple answer. So Carolina and Caterina, you have no more time to think. Go.
Okay, so favorite magic systems. Let's go with Carolina first.
Okay. I was also talking with Anna not the other day about this, about soft versus hard magic systems, and I tend to like soft systems more because I think they're more messy and chaotic, and there's more space for creativity and more space for plotting and conflict. But also, hard systems are really interesting. I think they're harder to do interestingly because you have so much rules, and you have to comply with these rules. So everything's a little predictable, and it's hard to make it interesting and unpredictable for the reader. But I think they can be done well, and they just need a really clever writer. And now is the time for me to say how much I love Full Metal Alchemist and how it's an amazing. Yes! How it's an amazing hard system. It's a hard magic system, and it's beautifully done. It's magic, but it's actually just science. It's wow.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but this was amazing because every single time that I do a book haul, I say, people, you have to read Full Metal Alchemist because like the best story in the world.
I have
and now
not
you
read it. I just watched
thank
it.
you.
But
Actually,
You watch it? Sorry.
I watched it. I didn't read it. I watched it because I like things that move and have colors.
And you can watch it.
Yeah,
you can do whatever you want. Just that story. Consume the story.
Yes, multiple times. I watched it multiple times.
It's
like it's
so
64 episodes, and I watched it several times. But I like to add a different thing. Is that I've seen this. I felt this, and I'm not the only person. Is that I see Full Metal Alchemist as the side of the coin with Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't know why, but I feel like there are two sides of the same coin. Why they're like really different. One is a show with a very hard magic system, and the other is a show with a very soft magic system. And one is a Japanese show inspired by Western countries and a story told in the West, and the other is a American story, American work based in Asian cultures. So it's like opposites, but also I don't know. They feel like the same, like two sides of the same coin. And I'm not the only person who's made this connection. So I want to recommend both because they're both amazing works of media and world building and characterization and plot. And God, Full Metal Alchemist is so good, and that's how you do a hard magic system.
Yes.
Praise the Lord.
But yeah, I tend to prefer soft, but when done well, hard magic systems are so good.
I agree. I agree.
No, that can't be your answer. You have to develop it.
Okay. I like all magic. I'm sorry. If it has magic, it's good. It's non-negotiable. Like, honestly, I have liked fantasy that is very soft, a system of magic that is very mysterious and like not explained and more in the air. And I've read fantasies that are super hardcore, everything has rules, and they can both be amazing and great.
Yeah.
Like personally, I wouldn't write a hard magic system because I don't have brain. But reading is, for me, any magic is good. I actually both love fantasy that is heavy on magic and light on magic, but I always feel like a little magic makes everything better.
Yeah, I agree. And I agree. I'm actually I'm a huge fan of Brandon Sanderson. Up to before the pandemic, I read a lot of. I basically just read Brandon Sanderson.
I was trying to point that in that shelf. It's my Brandon Sanderson shelf on the top of the
box. Okay, cool.
I really that's for me it's just goals. I mean, he writes so fast and so much and so good.
Goals.
So good, yeah. And I really love it. And I mean, I also love Full Metal Alchemist. Is one of my favorite shows, one of my favorite manga. But I'm also a bit from the bloody type of manga. I like Attack on Titan. That's what I was watching actually when the idea for this story came up.
Interesting.
That explains something.
How? Wait, now this is my question. How? How?
It was a very strange period of my life. I was just finishing my PhD. I had all this stress, all this, oh my God, all this pressure. And just watching giants eat people was relaxing. I don't know. I can't explain.
Anna,
It was
do I
very.
need to call the police? Hello.
At least it was relatable,
911.
you know, because that's what was what I was feeling at the time. So it was very relatable.
Okay.
That's why the first version of the story ended up being very, very, how do you say, a bit darker than this one. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I say something? Just a
Yes,
little.
you can. And then we'll focus again.
I don't remember if I told them this or not, but after I read the final version, the arc, I went back and I went reading Nobody Tricks the Trickster.
Oh my God.
Because I wanted to know. I was so curious, and it's so rare to have the full creative process of someone else that isn't me. And I was like, oh my God, why is everyone dying? It was so dark.
It was really depressing.
That's Attack on Titan for you.
I was surprised. I was surprised, and I'm glad we have this version because it's bigger. It has more things, like more world building, and it's less depressing to read.
Me and my aguardiente agree.
Yeah.
We agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
We agree that
I am really
we like
glad.
people to live most of the time.
Like, yes, you got rejected, but also if you had been accepted, the novella would not exist.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
So it's
positive.
That's true. And you know,
The
I
world.
didn't completely give up on the story because one magazine actually almost published it. And I gave up after that. I thought, they were going to publish, and now they're not going to publish, and I was very sad. And then I gave
But what
up.
happened? Did they just say yes and then no, or did they say like?
No, they kept it, and then they realized they didn't have enough space for everybody in that issue, and they say, okay, we don't have space for your story in this issue.
Oh God, that sucks.
Yeah.
It was a magical sign.
Yeah, but it was good because it was getting there, but it was still
Yes,
not
but
a really good story.
the fact that they said that means that it was almost there.
Yeah,
And I think now it's there. It's for sure there.
For me, I mean, I'm really proud of this story. I think it's very important that writers also recognize that this is a journey. So each book is one step in a journey. And it was a really good step for me. And I mean, I learned so much. That's it.
Okay, let's get back on track with these questions.
Yes.
I have here a question that I find very interesting that I think could be a little of a discussion between us four. So G. Silva asked, did you at any time consider writing under a pseudonym? So I would like to know all of your thoughts on that.
Okay.
Yes. Maybe I can start. Actually,
because Carolina went away for some reason. So
yeah, I know. She told me she doesn't like me anymore, so she went.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
it's okay. No, actually, I really thought about it a lot. It's really hard decision to make, especially if you are going to write in two languages. If you're going to write in Portuguese and English. And then I decided that I wanted my main language in publishing to be English. And I wanted to be my real name because, yeah, I mean, I see so many, especially women, changing their names so people don't realize they're actually women writing fantasy. And also, I spoke with Diana Pinguisha. She wrote The Curse of Roses, and she also kept her name. And I thought, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because that feels like the right thing to do. And maybe if I write fantasy in Portuguese again in the near future, I should get a pen name so I stop confusing people like, which language are you going to publish now? It can get very, very confusing. Or, for instance, I could consider if I start writing in another type of books. So if I write like literary fiction, or if I write, I don't know, romance. I don't see myself writing romance, but it could happen. I don't know. Maybe I should choose another pen name. But for now, I really want to be my name because I don't want to erase my identity as a woman and as a Portuguese.
I am so proud of that answer. I am
That's
so
beautiful.
proud.
Anna for president. Yeah.
Yes.
So since Carolina went away a little bit just for her to catch up with us, I would suggest that maybe Caterina would give her answer to this question so Carolina can see what we are talking about.
Yeah, thanks.
About pen names. Okay, yes. Personally, I also didn't use. I will not. I don't think I will ever use a pen name for myself unless, like Anna said, another genre I decide to write in. Because right now, all I want to write is fantasy or like weird fantasy sci-fi cross mingle. And if I ever decide to not be a disappointment to my family and write litfic, then I can choose another name for that, like a fancy name or something. And also, in my case, it's a little bit different. Anna made this choice of pursuing her career in English from now on because she did have a short story published in Portuguese, also indie published, that I also read. And it's also good. And I think everyone has to make their choices regarding their career, but I agree that you don't need to, just because you're like afraid of like, oh, I'm a woman or I have a foreign non-English, like I have a non-English name and I'm writing in English and that's gonna make people be weird. And I think people are sometimes afraid, but I think if we are afraid of showing our names, then things are not gonna change in that sense. So we need to really, I think Diana is a good example because she even has a very uncommon surname for Portuguese people already. And she's like, I'm going with this name. I don't care. And that's great.
Yeah. Absolutely.
She's a queen.
Yes, and The Curse of Roses, amazing.
I also have it.
I have it somewhere in my shelf. I'm looking at it right now.
I don't have it here.
I'm not
Okay,
published
so-
or anything.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Would you?
No, go. I was going to tell you to answer it.
But if I were, or if I ever get, I think I use my name. Like, it is my name. It's been who I am for like 25 years, so I'm not going to change it. Especially, I think there used to be this idea of women publishing under pseudonyms or using their initials to hide the fact that they were women because fantasy and sci-fi was seen more as a guy thing when it has a lot of women as fans and people who are not men. So I think that we changed that by showing that we're here, that we like these things, that we write these things, and we have a place as people who enjoy sci-fi, fantasy, etc. I would do that thing that you spoke about of using a pseudonym for the different genre, but I'm not published or anything, so that's not a thing I'd consider. And I think I agree. There's a little bit of an issue with writers publishing in English when their name is not in English, when they're clearly not a native English speakers, because people are a lot more critical of their English, even if people who speak English as second language speak it better than a lot of natives, because we studied it in a very specific way, and we don't learn it naturally. We actually learn the rules, and we're more careful about it than a native. I feel the same thing about Portuguese. I use more proper English than I use proper Portuguese because it is a second language. And I think people have the prejudice of being more critical of foreign writers, but we're actually just as good. And people should not be jerks about it.
I just wanted
we
to
are
show
very inspirational today.
I have Pingui's book on my e-reader.
Nice.
And so the cover is so beautiful, and it's a shame it's black and white here.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second. I'll get my physical copy.
Go.
Run.
But yes, it's everything. I agree with the point about people being more critical of English, because when I read Anna's writing, I thought there are I have read a lot of books in English, like not translated to Portuguese. And I have read books written by American authors, or British, whatever, English, like first language native, that have worse writing than Anna's. So
Yes.
I'm just going to say that because it's true.
Yeah. Like Anna's writing is beautiful, stunning. And by the way, Diana's writing is stunning. I was really in love with her writing style.
Diana is a master. She makes me, the food comes out of the page into my mouth. I can taste the food she describes. That's how good it is.
The flowers, you just see the flowers and wow, it's so like not exactly lyrical, but in that vein, sort of. Her writing is amazing, and I actually think this thing that I kind of noticed with non-native English speakers is that there's an influence from their first language, and I think it makes the writing better. I think it is an extra. It's a thing they bring to the table because they bring something more. They're not tied to English. They have these little things that are particular. Like if you try to explain your Portuguese to something else, to someone who doesn't know it, there are things that are particular to our language and that works for all other languages. And I think people bring that to the table when they write in English as an extra. So I think it is amazing people writing entire books in a language that's not their first language, and they don't get enough credit.
I agree
as well. Yeah. I think that the lesson that we can take from this short conversation is that there is a lot of great Portuguese authors published in English, and you guys should go and read them.
Yes,
exactly.
And so
to reinforce that beautiful cover.
I don't have the SUMMONER'S yet. Since we are talking about Portuguese versus English, Tania Diaz also had a question that had to do with your Portuguese novella. She says, you have a Portuguese novella published, and although it isn't in the same world, what characters would you like to have meeting from Casa Cidade, which is your Portuguese novel, and The Summoner's Cry?
Wow, yeah, they're worlds apart.
Yes.
They're really worlds apart. I was going to translate it, but I haven't decided yet. I actually love this question. I'd have to think about it. But yeah, for sure. I mean, you can see some parallels between the two stories. I mean, there's always like this unconventional elder. In this case, in the Summoner's Cry, it's Sally. In Casacidades, it's Senhora Dolores. So they came from the same roots. And I really think I don't see them meeting, but it could be interesting to see how Sally and Dolores would interact with each other. If it makes sense.
And with that in mind, there is also another question by G Silva, and she asks, "Who would you cast in a movie based on your book?"
Oh my God. I saw that question and I was like freaking out, like, no, I haven't thought about this.
Yes.
Yeah. I haven't
Also,
thought about
I
this.
would like the input of Carolina and Caterina on this one as well, like for the main characters.
What the question? I missed
The question is,
details.
who would you cast in a movie based on the Summoner's Cry? Like, I mean, big characters, like those.
Oh, okay. Oh, fuck.
I mean, the dragon could be Cumberbatch. I don't mind. He was a nice.
He's a nice dragon.
Okay. If Sally can curse, I can curse.
Yes. The gods of YouTube, you will understand.
It's because generally I always forget the names of actors, and I don't have like anyone at the top of my head.
You can't just say that dude that was in that movie. We will get there.
So
Google will save us.
For Sally, I would say Ellen Mirren.
I don't know.
I see her. I see it. Okay.
I picture her younger, like
Really?
more like
Are you
more
telling
my
she's
middle ages, less grandma, more auntie.
Yeah, she's not grandma yet.
I think she can have that range of like, you know, those older women that are like in their late 60s, but who still look and act like young.
Yes, that's more or less.
This is not an actress, but for some reason, the energy that Sally has is the energy of a piano concert I went to with a very famous pianist whose name I forgot. And she is already like almost 70, I think. And she has long hair, like all white, and just wears these long flowy skirts to the concert. Like, I don't care about proper concert clothes. I'm just here to play the piano. And that's the energy Sally has. But like Fisher and not pianist.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why I said Ellen Mirren. That's the type of energy I see.
She has that face of like she could curse me out. That's the vibe. As for Adam would be a child in this moment, right?
Yes.
I mean,
let's not spoil the book.
No,
it's not a spoiler.
Not a spoiler. He's a child.
It's in the beginning.
Yeah, he's a child.
Lau, how old is she? Like her appearance wise, not her actual age.
She's in her mid-20s.
Okay.
Just going back a little, for Sally, I'd cast Catherine Tate. I think she has the energy for that. She's in Doctor Who season 4, Donna Noble. Yeah. I think she has the vibe to curse you out.
I like it.
Yeah.
I think. And
could Zendaya be Lau?
What?
Yes.
Ooh,
yes.
Zendaya.
Yes.
Ooh, that would be great.
That is absolutely perfect.
Call Hollywood. I'm calling. Hey.
Wait, I have
this movie.
In that sense, I think we could cast Tom Holland as Adam because he's her age, but he looks like 15.
Wait, who?
It's a joke.
I didn't hear it.
I was saying that if Zendaya is Lau, Tom Holland could be Adam because he's in his 20s, but he looks 15. And he'll
True.
always look 15. He's that kind of guy. He's like Michael
Yeah, I
Stewart.
think so.
He
True.
looks like a
Yeah,
teenager
yeah.
forever.
Yeah, that's
So
interesting
basically, we're
cast.
doing Spider-Man, but in a fisherman village. That's what you want to do.
Well, I guess.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, it could be Adam. It could be Adam. Yeah, I can see it.
It is the most chaotic cast that I've ever seen in my life.
We are bad at this.
I mean, you've seen teen shows. They put people in their 30s playing 17-year-olds. So I think this is perfectly reasonable.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I am even lost in the questions that people were doing because I was so invested in this. Okay, let me just get back on track. Where am I? I don't even know. The energy of this was so great that I lost myself. I'm so sorry. I'm the worst host. I'm just gonna shoot a question from the end of this, and then we'll try to see if I skipped any of it. So we have a two-part question from Nanjoa here, and the question is if we, so I think it's for all of us, if we could visit any book, which book would it be, and which character from any book would we marry? This is intense. No. I mean, you're not married in this scenario. It's your husband doesn't know, and
He's
it.
watching. He's watching. I can't answer.
No.
that question.
But just like if you have never met him, if like he understands, he knows, he loves you, he still loves you. Answer the question because now I want to know.
So, which book? I really love the Stormlight archives from Brandon Sanderson. I don't know exactly if I would marry any of the characters. No, I don't think so. I prefer to be a free soul, to travel between books and worlds. That's my diplomatic answer. But I really love Edward from Full Metal Alchemist as well.
For a minute, I thought we were going to say Edward Cullen, and I was like, wait, what?
I thought the same thing, and I was absolutely terrified. But then I thought, it's Anna. She's not going to say that.
Edward
Come
is a
on.
very common name.
You know
can
my
share
opinion.
that.
It was a fraction of a second, okay?
Yes, it was. It was just a
But
little.
then I like, Anna would never say that.
And then she said Full Metal Alchemist, and I was like, yes. Yeah.
I saw
Fully
your
approved.
reactions in real time. It was like, it was like a crash that was about to happen, and then it didn't happen. It was like, thank God.
Okay, so which one of you two wants to be the next victim?
Come on, Carolina, who
No,
would
don't-
you marry?
No. Now I want to know who you're thinking, Caterina. I want to know.
No. I was thinking of a place I could visit of a book, and that would definitely be in the Shire, because
Oh.
I hate danger. And I want to eat good food and live in a cozy
I
house.
mean, but have you read The Lord of the Rings, though? Because
I have
danger
read- I am
finds the
saying
Shire.
after the Lord of the Rings and the war is over. Very old
That one.
spoiler. And I would chill there. I would just vibe. Because otherwise,
I mean, and
a lot
we
of
are not-
fantasy worlds are very dangerous.
And
I
we are not
mean-
voting on Sam Wise for your husband. We are not. Because he's like
No.
such an honest soul. I mean,
No, I
The
wouldn't.
hero.
I wouldn't also say a character that already has like a love interest, because I would feel like I'm stealing them. I'm like, I can't steal Aragorn from Arwen. That would be so cruel. You know, I need I need to let them be. I'm too amazing. I can't. Arwen couldn't compete with me. You know. So I just I can't think if I thought of I can't think of a character that is both single and I would like, because most men that are very wantable in books are taken by the love interest or the main character, or someone has taken them away.
Okay, now Carolina. Carolina, go.
I was thinking, like, most worlds in the books I've read are dangerous places. Like, I don't want to go there. I die. I'm very clumsy. I'm a disaster. I would die. So maybe seeing from afar, maybe visiting sometimes. Like, if you're traveling through space, of course I want to go there. Like, I want to see it for a while before you're attacked by aliens. Or if there's magic, well, obviously I want to see someone casting magic before they get blown up by something or there's a disaster. So there's so many places that I like to go, like, for a little while and then immediately leave before I die. Tragically, about marrying characters, the thing is, most characters that I like are really toxic. Like, I like you as a character. You're hot as a character. In real life, no thank you. No thank you. Someone stable, please. But if I had to choose someone, I'm not even the marriage kind of person, but if I had to choose, I'd say Carmilla. Like, she's amazing. No, that's very inspiring. So yeah, maybe Carmilla. But
I can see it. I see it.
We need to set up the wedding. Dun, 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 dun.
Wait, I'm confused. Is that the theme for the Summoner's Cry?
No, that is the wedding song.
Okay.
Anna's face was right.
Nobody's going to get married.
Nobody's going to get married.
Is that a spoiler for book 2?
It's not a spoiler.
Nobody's gonna get married for
Anna?
book 2.
She's hiding.
There won't be
away.
romance in the Summoner's Cry, people. There's no.
I didn't say anything about the romance.
Exactly. We stand people who date a long time before they marry, because we need to know each other well for taking such a big step.
Carolina is thinking, they don't know what's coming.
I didn't say anything. Let me think in quiet.
I feel like if I say something, like, I hope this happens and I can just read Anna's expression and like
you will know. So it's best not to.
Nope.
No, don't say anything. And I just saw that MJ said the host should answer too, and I agree with her.
Exactly. We are
Excuse me, you are not allowed to control the comment section. That's my job. No, I mean, I can't answer you, and the reason why I can't answer you is that, first of all, I want to visit every single world that I read about, unless it's really boring, and I will probably enjoy being murdered by many characters in those worlds. I will just be there like, please murder me because you're so awesome, which is not good. It's not the vibe that we want. And I also have a very toxic liking to characters. So, and my boyfriend is watching this. We can't do this.
I understand completely what you say. It's just like, when it's a fictional character, it's not the same. It's
okay.
Like, wow, this man could murder me. I love him.
I mean, but when you say that, and that's why the host shouldn't answer these things, because when I'm unhinged and I'm saying, dude, please murder me and I'll thank you, people will be like, are you sick? And I'm not. In real life, I don't want anyone to murder me.
It's fictional murder.
Yeah, like
fictional murder.
If it's a fictional character, it's like, oh, they murder me. Like, God, that's hot. And if it's the real person, you're like, oh my God, run the other way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I can't answer this because I'm the type of person that if a villain asked her, like, rule something with me, I would say yes. It's problematic.
Yeah.
So I can't. That's why the host does not answer questions, you know?
This was an exception. We
I do it
liked
for
your
you.
answer.
I do it for you and just.
Yeah, we liked your answer.
Yes, more.
And I have too many crushes to decide who I married. I want them all.
Yes, agreed.
That's why I write. I mean,
Exactly.
it's
I
really
love it.
Like
this could be misinterpreted at so many levels. Like, yeah, I write to have crushes on all of them.
But it's true. When you write, you can make the characters that you want to see. Like, you can make the coolest, badassest people to have ever peopled. And honestly, sometimes I struggle a lot connecting to. I'm usually more of a plot than character reader, actually. It's rare for me to say this is my absolute. I love this character. That's a rare feeling for me to have, actually. And I can say that Anna made me have that rare feeling because there are characters there that I love. And that's not common for me because I'm very picky with my characters. I'm like, you know? And I love Sally, and I want to see adult Adam so bad.
We all want to see adult Adam.
That's
for different reasons.
Sorry. Caterina.
Sorry.
I can't say anything.
Caterina wants a cover that is like, you know those romance covers?
No!
That is like shirtless Adam.
Yeah, with the dragon
wrapped around his abs. Is that what you want to see?
Those covers
I'm actually. Can I just say, if I had a crush on any character on Anna's book, this is gonna sound really terrible, but it will be the dragon because he's so grumpy, and I love him. He's like, I'm gonna do it because it's the best to do it. Are you sure you don't want me to do it? And it's awesome because in real life I would hate that character, but I love him so much. I'm like, please, I love you.
I think we just had a meme moment because you were like, the dragon, and Caterina was like, not the dragon. I was like, yes, the dragon.
And I'm just watching everything like,
yeah, you're just chaotically watching from afar.
I was not expecting you to say the dragon.
No, me neither. That's really cool.
I mean, have you reread the dragon lines? Because they're just so.
Yes, I have read those lines many times, but it's a dragon.
I'm not talking about furries on the internet. I'm talking about a man with that personality.
Okay, but he's not a dragon. He's a man. He's not. He's Einstein.
This is going okay. Let's get back on track.
I can't say anything because spoilers.
Okay. Oh my God! Wait a minute.
I love you.
No, I can't say anything. I didn't say
anything. I love you.
I already know. You don't need to say it. I have mind powers. I caught your mind waves, and I love you. I am excited for that.
I am almost going to cry on the corner.
I know, right? It was an emotion. It was an emotion.
Okay, people, we're getting out of track. So I've seen that the comments have stopped for the Q&A. I don't know if anyone else wants to do a last question, because if not, we've been here for 1 hour and 18 minutes. So maybe we should start picking. Anna should start picking the best questions. And while she does it, we could show you a last thing, which is something that Anna worked very hard to do, and that is a bingo game. that she made
Yes.
about the Summoner's Cry. I don't know if you can share your own screen or if you want me to share it.
Uh,
I
if
don't
you
know
can
how
share.
I can share it because
Mm.
I
I don't
have
know
it
how
here.
to play the game though. I'm not good at those things.
No, don't worry. This is going to be a different bingo. It's not
Okay.
our grandmother's bingo. It's a different.
Okay.
Let me try to wait. Okay.
While you guys get to bingo, I just want to say that I saw you, Maria João, mentioning Cas Brecker, and yeah, obviously, but just to point out that technically he's like 17, so
He's not. No one that has that character is
no.
17.
I think
Sorry.
the Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom is one of those books that's teen, but definitely
I
not teen. None of those characters are teenagers.
because I understand why the author made him like
Yeah.
younger and act in a way that we associate as older, because back in also, like, we have examples of societies where people had to grow up really fast. But of course, when you imagine those characters now in 2021, you imagine an adult man, of course. We're not crazy.
I mean, to me, they were all like at least 20 something or
Yeah.
20,
Yes, I
20,
agree.
21.
I
Around
agree.
that
That's how it
minimum.
feels.
Like,
Even though I haven't read the books, I only watched the show. I'm sorry. I'm a bad reader.
I don't know if you can see my screen.
yeah.
I can.
Are you seeing the
Yes.
bingo?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to explain the rules very quickly.
Okay.
While I have this on, please don't tell the host to play the bingo because I can't see anyone else because I'm sharing my screen. I can't see the comments, I can't see anything. So be patient with me. So if you guys have this bingo, you can get it on all of our socials. I think mine and Anna's. I don't know if Caterina and Carolina have it on their socials, but on my
Not yet.
Twitter, on my Instagram, and on Anna's Instagram, I think you can get it if you want. But it's here, so you can see from here. These are some of the things that happen in the Summoner's Cry. Some of the awesome things. What we want you to do, if you want, in the comments, is just tell us, for the people that actually read the novel, tell us what of this bingo you liked more. So if you do a line up or down or in diagonal, you will do a bingo. If you like, for instance, if you start in one of the corners and you do it down and up, you will do a bingo. So imagine that you like the first 4 tropes in the book. You will do a bingo. So tell us if you did a bingo or not. And for the people that are actually talking on the live, what we're going to do is talk about like what was our favorite thing that's here in the bingo. Like if we like all of these, if there's a specific one that we really enjoyed. So maybe Anna could start. No, I will say maybe Caterina could start because Anna is watching the comments and trying to select the best Q&A. So Caterina could start, then Carolina, and then we would see from there if you want.
Okay. My favorites of here are... Okay, I'm going to start at the top. I definitely love throwing weird weapons. I love that. I love alcohol, so yes.
I love
Sally.
Nice.
So Sally gets started putting up with shit. Great. I love fire. So yes. Unexpected bear hugs. Yes. Someone gets used as bait. Excellent. Obnoxious tourists show up. I don't like the tourists because they're obnoxious. I like when they confront them. That's the good part. So it's a no yes because I don't like the tourists, but I like what comes after.
So there's
them.
no bingo for that one.
So
you did one bingo.
Of course I love creepy monsters. Like what would I be if I didn't love that? Interrupted dinners. This one is very specific. I would say no because I hate when people interrupt me and I'm eating. So for the sake of the characters, I'm saying, damn, why would you do that to them?
Yeah,
They were chilling.
I agree.
So what the WTF just happened? Yes. That was me at the ending of the book.
True.
Profanities everywhere. Also, yes.
Yes.
Lau tries to be good, but messes up instead. That's me, so it's relatable. So it's a yes. Drunk singing moments. I have done that, so yeah. Unnecessary shirtless scenes, of course. Someone breaks a rib. We love breaking bones in this house. So yeah. Dragon in a bad mood. I feel like, of course, it's a yes, but for Carolina, this is probably a most essential. Not for Carolina, for Caterina.
For me,
I'm bad with names. This is the most essential item. I don't know. I'm already confused.
so I have seen. I am the one that's been keeping tabs on what you're doing. So you have done one bingo because you liked all of the first four. I mean, two bingos because you don't like obnoxious tourists. It's a yes, no kind of thing. But you've done mostly one bingo. So the first four are your bingo. Because you don't like interrupted dinners. Wow, I don't like interrupted diners as well. So yeah, we have one bingo for Caterina. And now let's see for Carolina if we get more bingos.
Okay, so starting the same way. Weird weapons, always going for weird weapons. Like, of course. About aguardiente, I'm not a fan of aguardiente, so I'm not going for a shot. Yeah, I'm this close to getting my Portuguese citizenship revoked because I don't like aguardiente, beer or wine. So yeah. But Sally gets tired of putting up with shit is just my favorite thing ever. Like, yes, we fuck with that energy. So yes, and fire everywhere. Like, duh, of course. Like, my favorite characters in fictional are always fire characters. Like Roy Mustang, please.
Yes.
Set something on fire.
Agree.
So yeah.
I just need to say yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Someone who understands. Well, unexpected.
I'm like war crimes, but
yes.
You know? Yes.
When is that a fictional character versus real people? Like, yeah, he's a war criminal, but
he's hot.
People were getting out of the thing.
Yeah,
yes, but it's Roy Mustang. I think it's.
I support this conversation.
And yeah, so bear hugs, always, forever. Yes, I love bear hugs, and I love characters like unexpectedly, like that bonding moment that comes out of nowhere, and it's so sweet. And yes, of course, when someone gets used as bait is like the classic strategy. So of course, that is just being smart. I like the scene with the obnoxious tourists because I hate the tourists because they're obnoxious. But I like the sheer badassery of how the lattice inhabitants treat them. Like, oh, you don't like this? You can go back to a storm. So yeah, that's putting shitty people in their place, and I'm always up for that. Creepy monsters. Well, duh, this is a fantasy, so obviously I want it. I don't like being interrupted when I'm eating either, but I think like scene-wise and storytelling-wise, it's like you think you're having a nice time. No, you're not. I'm fucking with your life. So yeah, I like that. I like when like normal life, casual moments, peaceful moments are interrupted like catastrophe. So yeah, and what the fuck just happened is me through most of this book in a good way. I like this. This is something I enjoy. When I'm reading a book, I'm like, what the fuck? That's perfect. Profanities. Well, have you like? I don't know how I lost count how many times I swore just doing this segment, but yeah, I swear a lot. And Lot tries to be good, but messes up is just extremely relatable. That's like the story of my life. So yeah, drunk singing. Well, not for, but not against. I just don't care. I'm not. I'm sober friend, so I do it in very very specific circumstances, and those circumstances are Rihanna's umbrella in the context of Tom Holland doing the lip sync dance. That is the only. That is the only way I drunk sing. Unnecessary shirtless scenes.
Very specific. Sorry.
Yes, I'm very specific. I never get drunk except
when.
Well, unnecessary. I don't like unnecessary shirtless scenes. Like, I don't. I gotta be honest. I watch a lot of shows with attractive people, and they do that, and I'm just like, oh my god, just get on with it. You're just getting in the way. And about someone breaking a rib, yes, I'm very for breaking characters' bones, but then I can't stop thinking how they're gonna heal it, how it works, how it's done, and it's just getting work in my head, and I'm like, I'm reading, I don't want to think about work, so why would you do this to me? I don't want to know how you set a bone. I don't want to have to think about that. And dragging it in a bad mood is just like relatable. Like, yes, that's me when I wake up every day. So yeah, dragon being relatable. Yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 2 bingos.
Okay.
You're still winning over Caterina. So I don't know, Anna, do you feel prepared to do the bingo, or do you want more time to go over the questions that people sent?
No, I already selected, but I was thinking I'm going to do a bingo. It's very bad because I wrote all of this, so obviously I like all of this. I can just comment some things. I mean, the other day I was speaking with some friends, and we were just thinking that it's so common that we use profanities here in Europe to express ideas, feelings, whatever. And it's very, very interesting that that's not so common across the Atlantic. I mean, it's very common in Europe, in all the countries. I mean, all countries have their favorite profanities to say, and we use it quite often. So when I'm in France working with my colleagues, I can swear in French. And it's really part of the culture. So that's why I wanted to put some profanities in the book, because that's how we love each other. We just say bad words together. It's like, I don't know how to say. It's a kind of how we bond with each other. In the North, especially, I mean, when I come back home, I really feel at home when I hear people swearing in the streets. It's really relatable. And
that's the only thing you want to talk about is the profanity.
Profanities. And let me see. So the use of aguardiente that most people might find a bit strange. I wanted to use it because I wanted to bring some everyday items to a supernatural context. So I also brought some fishing nets and the aguardiente and put the fishermen working. So it was with the intent of bringing everyday items to the supernatural. So it was really something I wanted to do with the story. And that's it. I don't know. I don't know what else to comment. Read the book. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've done any bingo. Tag me in Instagram. Share your results. Let me know. I would love to see it.
Like, I don't understand
Sorry.
people being like, I forgot what I was trying to say. People are like, oh, why isn't it a novel? And I'm like, why are you complaining? You read it quicker. Just go read it. It's cheaper too.
Yes.
We had an unhinged moment. It's okay. I agree. I actually agree.
Yeah, same. Like, not everything has to
But
be a
at the same
novel.
time, I'm conflicted. Like, I love things that you can read in one sitting because it's so, like, you don't, like, sometimes a book, I read a book and because I'm busy, I spend a few days without reading it. And I feel like I miss out on that movement of
Yeah.
having the full experience. And so shorter books are great for that because you never miss, you can just read it like it's a movie. It's great.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I kind of have a little desire that the next book will be bigger because it's conflicting my brain. I want short because you can read fast, but I want long because I want more. What do I want? I want Anna to write. That's what I
You
want.
want everything. You want everything.
I think
I
shorter
want more
stories.
shirtless scenes.
I want dragons.
Dragons.
Yes, that too.
I'm writing down everything.
Take notes.
I want a
What do I
female
have to put in the
dragon.
book next?
Dragon.
Can we have a female dragon?
Demands are being done.
I'm putting a request.
Okay.
The silence.
Okay.
And I take note of that. Female dragon.
Okay, so while Anna is taking account of all of these ideas, I want to announce the comments that won a paperback giveaway of the Summoner's Cry. So the first one was made by Tania Dias, and it's we are in the spooky season. Which of your characters would be most afraid of this season, and which would thrive in watching or reading horror stories? So congratulations, Tania. You won a paperback of The Summoner's Cry. So let's all clap. Yay. And the second one is by G. Silva, and it's the question, did you at any time consider writing under a pseudonym? So thank you for your amazing question, and let's clap for G. Yeah. So to these two people, if they are still here with us, I would ask them to leave handles in the comment section for Instagram or Twitter so that Anna can contact you and tell you how this will happen. So please, if you're here, I see that Tanya is still here. G is also here,
Yeah,
so please
also
leave
here,
your
yeah.
handles in the comments.
Tanya, I know, so I can write her on Instagram.
Okay. So G, leave your handle in the comments.
Please.
So that you for Instagram and Twitter, so that you can be contacted to win the Summoner's Cry paperback.
Yeah.
And when you finish reading, you need to leave a review.
Yes, of course. So we have an Instagram, Anna.
Yay! Thank you.
Oh my God, what have I done? I'm back. Okay, sorry, because I skipped this page for some reason. So I think that we are going to finish it up here if all of you agree, and there's no more pressing questions and debatable toxic romances that we want to discuss. No, but I would just like to thank everyone. No, leave your address? No, that's not. No, that's not. I'm sorry. So G was commenting. For a moment, I thought you were going to say leave your address in the comments. That's not. You shouldn't do that online. Don't do it. It's always Instagram handles and Twitter's handles, because if not, there can be stalkers. Most of us here are from Portugal. We could find you and murder you. You don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, be careful with the information. No, I mean, be careful with the information that you leave online. I'm not going to murder anyone as well. Just
yes, of course, of course.
I think we
it's very
a lot
important
about
to be reminded of that.
So I think if you guys want to say something before I close this up, I would appreciate that you do it.
No.
Don't you want to be like, go buy my book, it's out and it's on, I don't know.
Buy it. No, I just want to say thank you so much, because of everyone involved in this book. I was able to sell. So this morning I'd sold 56 copies. So for me, that's really, really huge considering my past launch and considering it's the first time I'm launching officially in English. And I'm really happy with the support I got. I mean, it's overwhelming. It's really good. And I just want to thank everyone who took the time to read and to review the book. If you read the book already, please leave your review on Goodreads and Amazon or Kobo, because it's really important so other readers can find this book. And I'm really grateful because without you, I wouldn't be here today, like celebrating. So happy. So thank you. And buy the book, because the price will increase after October 23. So enjoy it.
Get it while it's hot. Come on, guys.
I would also like to say that there is sort of a giveaway of sorts of fun items that Anna is doing. If you buy her book until the 23rd, you can enter your receipt to receive a package of goodies that have to do with the story and with the season. So it's worth it to actually tell your friends to go and purchase it until the 23rd and after as well, but if you want a discount until the 23rd. And I don't know if Carolina or Caterina want to say anything else before we close up. It could be just goodbye, people. It's not that hard.
Well, I want to say thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun. I also want to say that I'm really happy and really proud of what Anna has done here, because this is an amazing book. And you should all buy, like, if you haven't already, like, this book is awesome. And I'm really happy for Anna that she's having the success she deserves, and she deserves even more. Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed this.
And Caterina is writing her speech.
Yeah, no, I'm not writing a speech. I'm sorry.
Fellow citizens.
Fellow citizens of Portugal, I command you to buy Anna's book because it is indeed very good. Goodbye.
And also,
Caterina.
if you're Portuguese, go buy Farol de Esperança, please.
If you liked Caterina
it's not
Pinto,
just me. If it was just me, I would feel more uncomfortable, but it's 6 more people here that are not me, and they are great. I'm not important. Buy it for them.
Okay, so before we get out of ourselves again, I am going to thank you all for coming. Thanks, Anna, for inviting me to be your host. I really enjoyed doing this. It was really fun. And thank you, Carolina and Caterina, for being here and speaking with us. It was really great to meet you, and I hope we can have further discussions on other situations. So yeah, guys, that's going to be all for today. As I normally say, happy readings to you all. Don't forget to buy the Summoner's Cry, and don't forget to read it, leave reviews, and to participate on these things. They're interesting, releases are fun, Portuguese authors and other indie authors could be and should be more supported. So let's do it. And that's all for today. So goodbye to all of you. Bye.
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 Bye.